So starting infringements, now for races, 800, 1,500, and 3,000. So we have said now all the sprints are crouch starts. All of them are crouch start. That means the athlete has to kneel down. Now for the standing starts are usually any race from 800, 1,500, 3,000 steeplechase, 5,000, 10,000. All those, the athletes start their races when they are standing. So again, can athletes do infringements when they are doing the standing start? Yes. When they're lining up on the line, they are not supposed to move their 2 feet or any motion that results in one or both feet losing contact with the ground, and then they cross the start line before the gun. So that one will be considered as an infringement. Now that one is for the start. Other infringements in the middle distance and long distance, they include failure to run within the allocated lanes up to the brake line, braking before the brake line. And then people ask, what is this brake line? The brake line is the line which happens from the start to the first bend, a few meters from the first bend after the finish is the brake line, which is usually clearly marked with the brake line shall be an arced line marked after the first bend, 5 centimeters wide across all lanes except lane 1. And it is usually marked by small cones of contrasting color from the pattern color. And they are usually placed on the lane lines immediately before the intersection of the lane lines and the brake line. So there are some athletes who decide they will run, then just before those cones, they break before the brake line. Then we have obstruction. Obstruction this is intentional jostling that impedes the progression of an athlete. That is whereby an athlete is running and then somebody obstructs them. Usually it can be done through elbowing, or you find that somebody wants to overtake from the outer lane, and then you move also to the outer lane and obstruct them. Now, when it comes to obstruction, I have seen from my many years of experience in the field, especially from 1,500, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, most athletes there's a lot of spiking. They injure one another because they're packed together. And most of them, because they don't want to have injuries on their thighs and ankles, they run off. They'll run on lane 4, lane 5, but sometimes they will still get obstruction. Another infringement is stepping or running on the inside of the curb or the marked markings on the curb. This one is self-explanatory in the field. If you step on the curb, you're out. But in the recent World Athletics rules, I've seen they have allowed athletes to step out once and then they can come back. But that one should be noted by the umpire, but he cannot step out twice in a particular race. Then when you are obstructed, it doesn't mean you can also save yourself from the obstruction. The only thing you should save yourself from the obstruction by running on other lanes, on the outer lanes. But sometimes we find athletes are boxed, especially in 800 meters and 1,500 meters, especially in the last round after the bell. So some athletes find themselves boxed. Boxed, that means they are behind 3 athletes 3 of them ahead of them, and you're the 4th one. So sometimes they want to improve their position by any means. So they want to remove themselves from this box position. They take one step off onto the grass and then back by overtaking the 3 who are ahead of them. And that is what we call gaining material advantage. And once that is noted, then of course you will get a disqualification for that.